Hey everyone, and welcome back for another deep dive. We always love to, really get into the science behind living longer and healthier lives, and you guys have sent in some really interesting stuff about how to do just that, especially this article all about Dr. Gabrielle Lyon's work, skeletal muscle, not just for, athletes anymore, huh?
Right. And it's amazing how much we underestimate this organ because, yeah, it is a real organ. We get so caught up in like the trendy diets or supplements, but so often those powerful tools for longevity are already within us.
Okay, so I got to admit, when I saw muscle being called the organ of longevity, as Dr. Lyon calls it, it definitely got my attention. But when you really think about it, with most of our organs, what can we really do to keep them healthy, besides just hoping they work, right? But with muscle, we actually have some control over it.
Absolutely. I mean, just think about it. Every single workout, every time you eat protein, you are directly impacting how this organ functions and how resilient it is. That's a really powerful thing we can control when we're talking about living longer, healthier lives.
So we're not just talking about aesthetics here, right? It's about recognizing that muscle is this vital organ that has such a big impact on so many different aspects of our overall health. So tell me, what are some of the key ways that this longevity organ actually works to keep us healthy?
Well, one of the most important things is metabolism. Your muscles are like metabolic powerhouses. They're essential for regulating insulin, blood sugar, and how well your body processes fat. When you have healthy, strong muscles, all of those processes work optimally, which is key for preventing major diseases like type 2 diabetes.
Okay, that makes a lot of sense. We're hearing so much about insulin resistance and all that these days. I never really put that together with my muscles before. But what about things like Alzheimer's? That connection seems a little less obvious.
Well, it's definitely complicated, but research suggests that hormones, which come from our muscles, like irisin, could actually protect our brain cells and help improve cognitive function too, which could really change how we think about staying sharp as we age. And of course, strong muscles also mean better blood flow throughout your body, and that includes the brain.
Wow, that's incredible. It's so easy to just think of muscle as being mostly important for moving around and maybe looking good, but it really is so much more than that.
It really is. And it's not even just about adding years to your life, but adding life to those years, right? Dr. Lyon's work shows how important muscle mass is to staying independent as we get older. Maintaining muscle literally helps you maintain your ability to live an active and fulfilling life.
So we have this organ, we can directly influence it, and neglecting it can have some, pretty serious consequences. So I'm guessing that not taking care of your muscles contributes to a lot of the health issues we see as people get older.
Yeah, exactly. And the research is pretty striking. People who don't have a lot of muscle strength have a 50% greater risk of death from, well, any cause, really, compared to people with more muscle mass. If that's not a good reason to start prioritizing muscle health, I don't know what is.
Okay, wow, that statistic really drives it home. I need to step up my muscle game. But honestly, where do you even start? It
Mm.
feels like everyone's got a different workout routine these days.
Yeah, I hear you. It can feel pretty overwhelming sometimes. But when we're talking about longevity, it doesn't have to be about chasing every fitness trend out there. It's about focusing on what really matters, those fundamental pillars like Dr. Lyon talks about.
Okay, well, that's reassuring. What are the essentials then? What should we really be focusing on?
Dr. Lyon's really clear on this. Resistance training is key, can't skip it. Aim for at least 3 times a week.
3 times a week.
At least, yeah.
Yeah.
But look, you don't need to go crazy and become a powerlifter or anything. It can be as simple as some bodyweight exercises at home, things like squats, push-ups, lunges. It's about consistently challenging your muscles.
So even if I'm not, like, hitting the gym every day, I can still get those longevity benefits just by doing some consistent exercise at home.
Absolutely. And then as you get stronger, you can start to think about adding weights, maybe some resistance bands, or even using gym equipment. The key is to keep those muscles guessing. Keep them adapting and getting stronger over time.
This is making me think about those resistance bands I have stuffed in a drawer somewhere. Time to dust them off. So we talked about working those muscles, but what about the fuel we're giving them? The article mentioned protein being super important.
It's not just important, it's essential. And especially as we get older, our bodies aren't as good at using protein to build and maintain muscle. Dr. Lyon recommends something like zero point 0.7 to 1 gram of protein per pound of like your ideal body weight.
Okay, so that's way more specific than just hearing eat protein. What kind of foods are we talking about to hit that target?
Think about lean proteins throughout the day. So things like chicken, fish, beans, lentils, even Greek yogurt is good. And sometimes even just having a small protein-rich snack can make a big difference.
Okay, all delicious and doable.
Mm,
I'm feeling more energized just thinking about it.
yeah.
There was another thing in the article that really struck me. This idea that stronger muscles are connected to being more mentally resilient. It seems kind of out there at first, but it makes sense when you think about it.
It's really interesting. And Dr. Lyon's work with those high achievers, people who are really pushing themselves all the time and often get burned out, it really shows that link. When we're physically stronger, we tend to feel more capable of dealing with stress and challenges in all parts of our lives, not just at the gym.
It's like that whole strong body, strong mind idea,
Mm.
but it's actually more than just a saying, right? There's real science behind it.
Right. Studies show that regular strength training can really improve your mood, lower anxiety, and even help you sleep better. It's like this ripple effect. When you're physically strong, that leads to more emotional resilience, and you just feel mentally sharper.
I can definitely see that.
Right.
When I feel physically stronger, I feel more capable of handling whatever comes my way. Like there's this sense of empowerment that comes with it.
Exactly. And that feeling can impact everything from your relationships to how you do at work. It's about creating this solid foundation physically and mentally so you can really thrive even when things get tough.
I love that. It's like a totally different way of looking at aging. It's not just about living longer, it's about living stronger, being more resilient, having more energy. And it all starts by paying attention to our muscles. It's amazing how much we're learning about muscle health these days and all the ripple effects it has. And speaking of unexpected connections, the article also mentioned something that really caught my eye, this link between muscle health and fertility.
Yeah, it does seem kind of surprising at first, right?
Yeah.
But it totally makes sense when you really think about it. Muscle plays a huge role in keeping your hormones balanced, and that has a direct impact on reproductive health for both men and women.
So it's not just about insulin like we were talking about before. There's even more going on when it comes to muscle and our hormones.
Oh, absolutely. So for guys, muscle mass is really closely tied to testosterone production, which is obviously essential for healthy sperm and all that. And then for women, well, good muscle mass can actually have a positive effect on your estrogen balance, keeping your cycles regular, and even helping with fertility later in life.
Wow, that's pretty amazing. It just goes to show how interconnected our bodies are. Making one positive change, like working on your muscles, can have all these other benefits you might not even realize are connected.
Totally. It's not like our health goals should be totally separate, right? It's more about understanding how everything is connected and having a more holistic approach.
Yeah.
And building those muscles, maintaining them, that's a really important piece of the puzzle.
It's like our muscles are this incredible support system for our entire body, and they affect everything from how we age to how we think, and even our ability to have kids.
It really shows how incredible our bodies are, how they can thrive if we just give them the right kind of support. And
Yeah.
muscle, yeah, that's a huge part of giving our body what it needs.
Okay, so to sum it all up for everyone today, muscle isn't just about looking good or being able to lift heavy things. It's actually fundamental to living a longer, healthier, and happier life. We're talking about preventing serious diseases, being more resilient mentally, keeping our hormones in check, and even things like reproductive health. Who knew our muscles were such overachievers, right?
Right. It's about recognizing that muscle is like this key ingredient for a vibrant life and making sure that we're taking steps to support our muscles throughout our lives. And the really great news is it's never too late to start making those positive changes.
Exactly. Doesn't matter how old you are or how fit you are right now, you have the power to make your muscles work for you. You can add years to your life, and you can add life to your years. And on that note, we'll leave you with this. We talked about how strengthening our muscles can have such a huge impact on how resilient we are, both physically and mentally. So here's something to think about. Could building muscle actually help our mind stay healthier for longer? Could it help us stay mentally sharper and more on top of our game as we age? It's something to consider as you start or continue your journey to building a stronger you. Thanks for joining us for another deep dive. We'll see you next time.